Bulavinaka. My name is Dr. Donald Wilson. I'm the Associate Dean Research and also the Director of the Fiji Institute of Pacific Health Research at the College of Medicine, Nursing and Health Sciences at the Fiji National University. Um, I was greatly, I think, educated by our discussions as we focused on planetary health. I think more so really beginning to see and understand the role of our indigenous knowledges among our indigenous peoples as we contextualize planetary health. And over the course of the discussions as a health professional myself, and in our public health initiatives and aspirations to try and deal particularly with communicable diseases, infectious diseases, which are still endemic in this side of the world. So in Fiji, particularly leptospirosis, typhoid, dengue, diarrheal disease. Just learning over the last few days that, our ancestors and had all of the knowledges, the indigenous knowledges, to be able to both treat or deal with problems, but at the same time also prevent or protect people from and communities and the planet, as part of the planet that they live on, how to look after themselves and how to look after their environments. We need to invest in ensuring that there is continuity of that knowledge. There is unlearning of some of the things that we need to unlearn and relearning of some of the great principles that we have among our indigenous peoples. And this is both for our own human health as well as the health of the planet that we live in. Thank you.
I'm Pierre Horwitz. I'm from Edith Cowan University, where I'm with the Centre for People, Place and Planet. I had the privilege of spending time over the last 2 days talking about Indigenous health and the way that it can inform planetary health, Indigenous peoples and Indigenous knowledges and their influence on planetary health. And I see those as being entirely consistent. So the ideas that we generate in planetary health, a lot of the good ideas and the good practices and the good actions that we're familiar with, things like the slow food movement and approaches to the commons, circular economies, a lot of those things, our land care movements, a lot of those things, at their heart lies Indigenous people and their knowledges. And it's such a wonderful, when we hear the beautiful words that our Indigenous elders and Indigenous peoples express about these types of things, the good things that we can do for planetary health. They express it in metaphor and they express it in forms of language. And I benefited so much over the last 2 days by hearing those expressions and those simple ways of explaining, of ways that mean so much more and so much more. So at the heart, I think, a lot of our solutions in planetary health lie in Indigenous peoples and their knowledges.
In my language, Bimbigang, Uncle David King, Gundungurra Nation, on behalf of my elders past and present, with respect to the people where I stand and talk today. It's an honour to be here together at the Planetary Health Oceania to think about our journeys, to rethink where we're going, to think of the language that we're using to bring change, and to think of the people who have the knowledge. It's not about extracting our knowledge, it's about the people reaffirming and growing and giving hope for our future. I've been inspired so far here in Fiji to really understand the importance of words and our people.
Bulavinaka. I'm Professor Jacqueline Troy from the University of Sydney, Director for Indigenous Research and Professor of Anthropology. I had a most extraordinary experience at our Talanoa in Fiji on Wanaka Island, which means Little Rocky Island. We talked about the integration of human and everything else in our planetary system, every aspect of our environment, and how we need to have a holistic approach based on love, hope and care and community to take us forward into the future. Without these principles underpinning our future as humans on this planet, engaging with everything else with this deeply respectful love, care, hope response to the world, we have no future. This is something that came from a very Indigenous discussion that we had about how we are integrated as everything, all the species, every single thing on this planet, whether it's a thing people regard as living or not living. In our worlds, in all our Indigenous worlds, there is no such thing as not living. We also talked about the disasters happening in the far north of Swat, where the melt from the glacier is so disastrous, running down into the oceans, rising the sea level. Nicole Redvers from North America talked about the melt from her snowy area as well. And I was able to reflect on myself as a mountain person and a snow person, and how our river has been, the Snowy River has been destroyed, and that's now destroying all the environment below that depends on us, all through the Murray-Darling Basin region. So one way or another, we all have a communal responsibility across the world to come together as humans who are really driving the future of our planet, and to consider an Indigenous way of love, hope and care and community as we take ourselves forward into a better planetary future.
Hello, my name is Professor Anne Poelina. I'm a Yigana-Warrawa woman from the Kimberley region of Western Australia. We're here today gathering around planetary health, and it's very interesting to be able to hear the stories from all of the different Indigenous leaders, because it's all about stories. I think one of the most important things that's coming out of here is reclaiming our sovereignty. Someone said, if you have a right, you must hold it. No one is going to give it to you. So understanding this process that we need to decolonize our own thinking, the way we do things, because when I hear these stories, what I'm hearing is innovation, entrepreneurship, new ways to do business. And I think the critical element is to really realize that we have resilience, we are resourceful, and this ancient wisdom is so relevant for modernity, particularly the new economies. Thank you.